is, man. This is the Green Room. Philly D and Mr. Gemini on the mic in a warm-up to a show about nothing.
Whenever you're ready, bro.
Welcome to the Green Room. That's about all we do. Sometimes you just hit record and you don't even say anything and you just look at me.
Yeah, right.
So, yeah.
That was just kind of like, I'm Larry Hankin. There you go. It's like, there, yeah, he's Larry Hankin. All right, that's great.
So this is the Green Room, the warm-up before the real deal. I don't know.
Dude, this is the warm-up show to the show about nothing.
Well, I can't say that, though.
It is a show about nothing.
Because that's in the intro.
Jingle for the Green Room.
Well, we call it the Seinfeld of shows because it's really about nothing. Because, I mean, we don't have anything specific. We don't ever have an agenda or like, oh, we have to ask this question. It's just like, let's see what happens. Which, yeah, by the way, we do have a guest in the house. You might want to maybe...
Oh, yeah. Rebecca Zimmerman, right? I got that. It's right there. Okay. A local musician? So you got to tell me, because I just said before we started recording, like, I totally did not do my homework. I fessed up. So,
yeah, we usually do massive amount of research. We kind of like, Facebook stalk you. If you're a musician, we listen to your music. If you're an artist, we look at your pictures. Like, so we try to familiarize ourselves with your work and who you are, just so that we can get past the whole thing. Be like, oh my God, she's a musician. It's just like, no, she's just Rebecca. Hi, how are you?
So yeah, give your, this is usually where we just open it up for you to give like your little elevator pitch. If there's anything you want to promote, go ahead.
Oh yeah, shameless plug. Where you at on YouTube? All that good stuff. Spill the gut. Just pour it out.
Oh, nice. I appreciate that opportunity. Yes, so I'm Rebecca Zimmerman, musician, singer-songwriter. I recently started playing with a band. So my folk rock kind of stuff has kind of evolved a little bit to some other genres, like blues and rock and things like that. So shameless plug, you can find me at Rebecca Zimmerman Music on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Bandcamp, all of those things. So I love to connect with other people through music. That's my whole vibe. So I play guitar, piano, voice, and then in my personal life or professional life, I'm also a music therapist. So music is kind of my whole world, my whole life right now, from the time I wake up to the time I go to bed.
So wait a minute, this is music as therapy?
That's what music therapy means.
No, that's hasn't it always been though?
I think so, but this is a more regimented system because you can do this with like PTSD, special needs, like all sorts of stuff. This is just an alternate way to get you to kind of like calm yourself and center yourself and get away from all that stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. So I use music for myself in those ways to kind of like calm myself, relax, find ways to kind of like express myself. I feel like music can be used for so many things, like you just said, like for healing through like, mental illness, depression, anxiety, PTSD. I personally work with people with disabilities and use music to help like work on like non-musical skills. So I feel like there's ways that music can be really therapeutic with dementia populations. There's like so many ways that you can use it. So I appreciate you being interested in that.
Yeah, well, no, I personally have psychology in my background, so I've taken classes for this. I'm fascinated with the abnormal, but it's as I've learned more, and more, it really has shown me that everybody is pretty much the same. We all have our different backgrounds and different ways we deal with things, but you can still kind of structure a human down to certain things. So when you can figure that stuff out, it makes it easier to fix the problem, because then you can go, oh, well, that's obviously the problem, and then you can work on it. So yeah, it's a beautiful thing. Plus, we love music. Music's great.
And music is universal. Like, it doesn't necessarily...
Love is all you need.
I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be the words that you're saying. I mean, it's people in other countries love to listen to Metallica. It doesn't, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they do.
It doesn't really matter. It crosses all kinds of boundaries.
Oh, you do American hip hop.
It's also a way to communicate.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's what hip hop came
without
from.
words.
Oh, dude. I mean, that's what you're talking about, you know, back in the day with like the classical stuff and you know, Bach and Beethoven and all them kind of guys. Like, dude, I mean, they made you feel emotions with never saying a single word. That's beautiful.
Or jazz. I like jazz.
Or jazz.
Certain kinds of jazz. Yeah.
No, I agree with that 100%. Because I work with people who are maybe like nonverbal or maybe can only speak like 1 or 2 word sentences, and you put them in a musical environment, and all of a sudden they're singing complete phrases or verses independently. They find like so many ways to like express emotions, like through drumming. Yeah, exactly. So I definitely agree. That's like another means of communicating. And a universal means at that to connect with people.
There's also been studies and research done where they're using music with like dementia or Alzheimer's patients, one of the two, and it ends up like bringing them back to like a memory or a present moment, like things like because that have the ability to do it on the regular or on demand, or let's say.
Well, yeah, but when you're doing that, you're also energizing different cells in the brain and you're kind of reactivating them. So you can also kind of renew stuff as well, which is even better.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I heard it was probably
different cells and frequencies heal.
Over 10 years ago where I heard about the whole, I mean, it's been way longer than that, I think, but
you're old,
you know, playing music for, you know, a baby in utero.
Oh, yeah.
Playing Mozart and stuff like that. And I don't know how they've proven this, but that it increases brain activity and actually helps you kind of get a jump start when you're born. Then, like you have that. There's something about the rhythm and the beats and the melt, whatever it is that just kind of allows you to focus your brain.
I don't know. I'm not a baby.
Even when you're not even born.
No, I've
Well, you've heard that, right? I'm not crazy.
No, I definitely have heard that. I know that they use music like in the NICU with like maybe like premature babies to help like regulate heartbeat, creativity. You're saying, yeah, get like the biofeedback exactly.
Oh, you're ready? Okay.
It's green room, bro.
I guess I should grab it.
Yeah, because I mean, so like when we do, I'm telling you, we usually get a little saucy in the green room, so we try to like calm ourselves so that we can attempt to be professionals when we're supposed to be here. So
is it working?
I said we attempt. I didn't make any other statements other than that. We attempt. I think we do it pretty well.
So I grew up actually playing music. I was a percussionist 3rd grade through high school. And now within my yoga, I study the sound healing and the frequencies and trying to like heal the body with different sounds and like vibrations and chants and whatnot.
You know,
fucking hippie.
That reminds me of that what do they call it? Like the binaural beats or the
yeah. And
that you have you'll have like one note and then another note that's 11 octaves above it playing at the same time.
It's not the note, it's the frequency that they're playing it on. Which certain notes will resonate on that. So
right, and the other tone has to be 11 octaves higher.
It has to be 11 times higher.
Okay, all right. So that's math
like
and stuff.
A sound bath. I've heard that before.
And even bilateral noises where it flips back and forth. That's good for like anxiety.
Yeah, well, I mean, they've been doing a lot of studies on, and I think they're starting to actually get papers and evidence to this where they can use certain frequencies, specifically binaural, where they do, you know, the ultrasonic and, you know, the 11 times separation, and they're shattering, they're shattering like cancer cells and lymphoma cells and stuff. Like they're literally rupturing inside your body and just dead.
So it's just like when you used to hit the a high E or A or whatever it is and shatter like a wine glass. I guess it's the same type of principle.
Relative, yeah.
That you're finding a frequency that basically conforms to that cell or whatever it is, and
You resonate on its frequency, so it causes itself to rupture. Well, yeah, I mean, because like, dude, I when we used to go across the Lambertville Bridge, this is the one that was always huge. Dude, I had a 1989 Ford Taurus, and this thing, because I had a sound system, so I had like tons of like sound deadening and all sorts of stuff. If we, I think it was like right around 13 to 15 miles an hour. Yeah, you just go across the bridge, and all of a sudden the car just goes whoa, 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 and you can feel the car is like hopping. You're just like, what is going? And it's just because the car is resonating with the frequency of the bridge, and it's fucking hilarious. Yeah, I used to do it just to mess with people, because we'd just be like driving along like la la, whoa whoa whoa, like what is that noise? You gotta like yell over. Oh, it's hilarious.
With that
EDM was born.
So
that metal compound, whatever, that metal mesh that you're driving over. I mean, it's weird enough in a car, but oh my God, when I went over that in a bike,
Oh, you're right.
I was like freaked out because the whole back wheel is just going back and forth.
Like you're like hopping in the man. 'Cause you're just going from like little hole to little hole, and it's just.
I was like, oh my God.
You're right. Am I gonna die?
So interesting fact. The cup, it takes 550 hertz to shatter it, which is also the note which would be one octave above middle C. The thing I find most interesting about that is that it's a C key. C major scale links with your chakras and healing.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's like we were talking
So if
about.
you're trying to do sound back,
yeah, when you're
Your C major is the range you want to be in.
I think the heart resonates at 440, doesn't it? But I heard that.
I thought it was 432.
No, well, that's close to the resonance of the Earth or something, but it's.
I think that is the Earth's resonance.
It's a multiplier. No, it's actually 7 hertz or something ridiculous
Well,
like that.
That's one of them.
It's the multiplier
It's like
of that, I guess.
300.
I don't know. I'm not good with math.
You're a multiplier.
Sometimes I am.
Jeez, this guy with math over here. Trying to have a good time.
Just got to bring up math.
I'm not here to learn.
So it does fall within the frequency of the heart as well, because it goes between 20 and 650 hertz. So it's on the top end of it.
That's what 440 was, I think, the last thing. I don't know.
Yeah, 440, 441, whatever it takes.
I'm not a scientist.
I'm not a rocket surgeon, you know. God.
that would be the frequency you would want to be at
to like relieve anxiety or like relieve pain or
And she's like, I'm interested. What do we got on this?
yeah, right. I'm here to learn.
Yeah, right. But see, and that's what cracks us up is, the two of us, we go back and forth. We're just pretty much professional jackasses. And then she steps in. She's like, by the way, guys, we're like, all right, fine. Now if we're going to get the truth out, gee.
Seriously, like the last time I met a musician, I started going into that 432 thing. He's like, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Right.
And I'm like, well, no, I mean, or orchestral. I mean, there, I forget what it, so it was like the second to Hitler that decided that he was going to change the standard format.
Right. Well,
For tuning
shit.
A
You'll
or
have to
something
look
like that.
You'll have to look his name up, but this is true. Yeah, von Bernen or something, or
I try not to
Von
remember those
Buren?
names.
It was one of those guys.
But it
something with a von in it. I don't fucking know.
and they were in all kinds of occult stuff.
Aren't all of them?
No, but I
usually?
mean Hitler in particular and the Nazi Party, they were like crazy into occult stuff. And one of the things they were trying to do, if you believe the theory, is that orchestral groups would tune their instruments A432 because apparently it's more comfortable for the ear to hear. It's easier to sing along with, and it doesn't damage the instruments, and the
vibrations.
The vibrations will screw up the strings faster on a guitar that's tuned to, what did we say it was? 440.
Yeah.
As opposed to 432. So I don't know. And I just heard somewhere, I don't know how accurate that is, that 432 is closer to the Earth's resonance.
That's what she's here for. You can.
Yeah, that's what I'm I'm here for the information.
It kind of makes sense. I don't know. I mean,
It sounds good.
so I mean, I went on this craze for a little while before I ended up talking to this
About
other musician. What's that?
What?
It's close to 8,
The Earth,
7 something.
Dude, that was so 2 minutes.
7.83.
7.83. That's very specific. I wonder if that has any mathematical reference to anything.
Well, you go with math again, trying to screw everything up.
You started it. We're
It's 8 trips around the planet per second.
Whoa, man.
That's how you find out it hurts.
I feel like that's some good stuff right there.
Oh my god. Well, I mean, it's the green room, right? Might as well.
Marcus Welby. I don't even know this guy.
But yeah, no. Okay, so I mean, I did within my abnormal psychology education, I did a little bit of like some music stuff in there. So I mean, there was I do recall pulling like you were saying, like,
Dun, dun, dun.
no, at some point not that long ago, like in the 40s or whatever, yeah, they swapped over the standard tuning to just like, but there's so many reasons behind it, and I mean it's all like conspiracy stuff. So I don't know if it's true or not.
But if it's better on your voice if you're trying to sing along, or if it's better on the instrument, why would you change it? I mean, I think the cover story would be they had to find a standard. They just chose one.
Well, that is that one. And the way I look at it is, if you go back to the whole numerical thing.
Oh, and add 432 together, by the way.
That's what I was just about to say. So 440
Well, 432.
is 9.
9.
And 440 is 8, which is almost 9. So it's like it almost causes you to resonate just below what would be, transcendence.
Well, and some people claim that it's actually more damaging to your biology.
Oh, yeah. There's a
Which one?
440.
440 is more damaging than 432. Like it actually,
Yeah, 432 is supposed to be a healing vibration.
But I'll be honest, like I went on a craze and started looking up all kinds of songs that were re-recorded in 432, and it's nice to listen to, but I can't tell if there's a difference. Like, I can't tell. Do I feel
So
more
going back to your
relaxed?
432.
It says that some music theorists it's that the frequency that the universe vibrates, which is also the sound of Om. That's the vibration of the universe. And that's like the all-encompassing, like,
Which is a derivative of 9.
Healing vibration.
How about that?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
and it says it's especially pleasing to the ear. It's said to reduce stress, promote emotional stability, and putting you in sync with the heartbeat of the earth.
So as the theory goes, this guy, if you find this guy's name, whatever, I don't really need to know, but it was like Hitler's right-hand man. That
He
was
who shall not be named.
like, he was the one that was in charge of doing all the... Like
Martin Van Buren?
I think that's why I said.
That
I think
sounds
it was
familiar.
I think it was a Van Braun. Van
It's Hitler's second.
Yeah, I think Van Buren. That was.
I know his name was Martin.
I almost know stuff.
But that if you believe the folklore around this whole story, that he was trying to get a nation of zombies that would follow his every word.
Correct.
And 432 would make you harmonize, so it would make you. It's kind of like that. It focuses the truth. You know what I mean? If you think about it
That's why I said
biologically,
it's a healing
whereas
energy, or
440
healing frequency.
440 could confuse you. It like she said, it disrupts you.
And
It
like
doesn't make you as comfortable.
You can't hear the difference.
And you can't hear the difference.
You would never know. I'm telling you. But so I've also just recently heard, dude, not to go down on aliens, but hey, so apparently all of that stemmed from Hitler and his collective were communicating with one of these alien species, and they were helping them to do this because they were trying to take over the world.
It's the lizard people.
No, it was the blonde hair, blue eyes.
Which are also known as Aryans. That was actually their...
Yeah, and the Anunnaki, they're all, the Nordics, there's a bunch of different names for it, but it's the tall, pale-skinned, blonde-hair, blue-eyed
The star
giants.
people. I think the Indians called them the star people.
Yeah, they're average height of like
I'm sorry,
6 to 7
Native Americans.
feet.
I said that wrong. Native Americans call them star people.
I wouldn't even. I would say
above average height, slender.
The indigenous
blue-eyed.
population of what we know as North America called them star people.
Thank you.
You're welcome. That's what we do here.
Because that made it so much clearer now. I understand exactly what you're talking about.
Well, that is the most respectful way to say, because I mean, that's the truth. That's the impeccable statement.
America.
Yeah, no, the indigenous population of what we now call America. So the people and all of the generations before, we stole this land, because we did. But all of those people, yeah, they call them star people. But they're not the only ones. There's tons of different civilizations that call them that.
So many of these other stories, these star people taught them things. Like they taught them medicine. They taught them, how to heal each other, how to make better weapons, how to make jewelry. All of these things.
Well, you can think about it when you're doing like sweat lodges and stuff. They're all having these different chants and mantras, which probably resonate on more of a healing frequency, which is probably closer to 432. I'd be interested to hear that. What are the healing chants of indigenous people of the Americas? What do those usually resonate on? That'd be a good question.
Well, like the ayahuasca shamans, it was actually a spirit song. I think is how you.
Right.
I always forget the word, but I think that's what it stands for. It's a spirit song.
Yeah, they're Icas or they're what the hell is it? The Icaras?
Akaras? I think it's Akaras.
Something like that. She told us before. We don't remember shit.
After all that one.
We never claim to be intelligent. That's why we got a fact checker. She keeps us on point.
But those aren't. There's no words. I mean, even in native tongue, it's all just. It's all sounds. It's not even really
it's tones.
Like I guess phonics, like simple phonics, but not connected like we know as words. And it wasn't spoken as a language or sung as a language. It was like tonal.
That's why I call them incantations the one time, because that's literally what I think they're trying to do. Is they're trying to induce a certain idea or frequency or resonance with you, so that it opens you to detox all that crap.
Well, and here's
ayahuasca, it's a copy vine.
It's a what?
Copy, CAAPI, vine.
Oh,
it says it's considered to be the spirit of ayahuasca.
Yeah. No, we were talking about their songs, their healing songs, which you came up with this before.
Oh, yeah.
The
Icarus or
Icus or Ikaraka.
Aganaga.
Yeah, right.
I don't know.
Nahin Najad.
What the shamans are actually doing is that they're creating a comfy cushion to lay on in the spirit realm, because that's basically you're entering the spirit realm, and what he's creating there is basically a protective shell of sound, so that as long as you're within earshot of the shaman.
Icarus.
Ikaru. To curse the sun, was it? Icarus?
Oh, Jesus.
No.
ICAROS.
Yeah, Icarus.
It's an Icara.
Icaros.
American.
Well, yeah, if you say it like that. Get on the back of your pickup.
Yeah, what do you have you ever done any research yourself as far as like ayahuasca or DMT or any of that kind of stuff? Or
I actually did my thesis on psychedelics and music, and how like music can be incorporated into like psychedelic assisted psychotherapy. But right now they use ketamine because that is the only legal substance. But I know they're trying to get approval for psilocybin and MDMA. So that's kind of where my research lies with that.
Nice. That's what's up.
Which would be fun.
And there's a lot of stuff I've been looking into.
Well, yeah, because
what was that?
Which one?
Miss JD.
Oh, I've been researching a lot about the psychotherapies using psilocybin, the MDMA, the ketamine, and there was one offered around here, but it ended, but it was with ketamine.
Yeah, dude, ketamine is no joke.
Special K.
Dude, you want to talk about some shit that'll stay with you for a little bit?
Never, ever did that.
I can neither confirm nor deny, but what I've heard is that shit sticks with you.
It's on a military base.
It's what? What was that?
It was being done on base.
MK Ultra?
Redacted. You trying to get us canceled? What's going? Yeah, right. Well, so, and I'm a huge like CBD advocate. I've done quite a bit of research on like cannabinoids and cannabidiols and all that kind of stuff. So like the CBD, the CBG, the CBN, all the stuff that technically doesn't get you high. That's the stuff that actually has more of those healing properties, and we just, there isn't enough research in that yet, which is freaking horrible.
And your body naturally produces CBD as well.
Yeah, and we have endocannabinoids and an endocannabinoid system, so it's like we already have everything built to make them and use them.
That's
so
what's
it's like
weird. Like the human body already has receptors for
it's
that.
not even. It's most
animals.
It just doesn't produce enough to have a medicinal benefit.
Well, I mean, he provided all the plants and herbs to use.
on the earth.
And DMT naturally occurs in your body as well.
Yeah, so we've been finding out with more research.
Well, yes, it is, but if you're not in tune, you won't get the effects of it. I think that's what I'm researching, is that if you're not like
if your body
you're
doesn't
not drinking
use
alcohol like crazy or fornicating or
Fornicating.
well, no, it's because it has to do with sexual energy. No, I'm serious.
It's a fornicating.
Well, having sex. It was just fornicating was a funny word. I just wanted to use that.
You gotta laugh out of me. We all know that's easy though. So,
But no, that if you don't
hanging fruit there,
waste your sexual energy and you let it rise up to the crown chakra, that you'll have your spirit union if you do it. And the DMT that is produced comes from two parts within the center of your brain. And it has, it's that whole area that I love talking about where the third eye is. No, for real.
The one above or below the waist. Hey-o! You pervert. What's wrong with you? We're here to learn.
No, but that's some yogic shit, man. That's
well, because I think
Ayurvedic.
Didn't you send me something where it was talking about how they basically took some of the biblical references of talking about holding yourself pure and Jesus this and like all these different things, and all it was really trying to express is, like you just said, well, once a month our body generates these things, what they call the seed or the seed of life, which then like travels down your vertebrae.
It's the day of the month where your moon sign is in the sun or the whatever on it. It's
when your moon sign is in the So it's the.
Did I have it backwards? I don't know.
Well, no.
When the sun is in your moon sign, whatever,
something like that, so that it's you're opposite of what So you're supposed to be on the. So that starts the cycle. It's supposed to run down. If it makes it through your vertebrae, gets the collective below your waist, and then you don't dispense it. If you don't use that energy, that seed then travels back up, and then because
it goes through a chemical transformation that actually physically makes it lighter. So it rises up and then it rests for 2.5 days, the number of days that Christ was dead before he resurrected.
You're right.
It's 2.5 days, and then it goes and it travels up to the head with whatever's left. Yeah. And technically, from listening to all this stuff, the whole point of the 10% tithe was to make sure you save 10% of that energy, because if you waste it all, you're gone.
Yeah, you got to give it back to yourself, which helps
you can replenish it, but if you, in that month, waste it all, you're dead. You're gone.
You're just dead.
You're just dead.
I'm not dead yet.
Well, there's not enough, because that's basically, it's a life-giving force as it comes back up to the brain again, and then it gets distributed as this new chemical that's now, it's basically had, and this is the reference to the chemical, was it the chemical wedding? Mm-hmm. If you've ever heard of that, that's where Shakti and Shiva come together. Isn't that? Did I get that right?
Like that, yeah.
Where they come together, and basically your blessings are 1,000-fold. It basically rains down all this goodness on the rest of your body using the vagus nerve and everything, and goes through all your viscera and heals anything that's fucked up.
Basically,
like that's why people are addicted to DMT.
Well, but it's
and not that you could be, well, it's not really addictive, but I mean that feeling.
Well, I mean, but I think from there is supposed to be coming, you're supposed to get that healing. So, I mean, that's, I would assume we're feeling creatures, so there'd be a feeling that it's coinciding with that, but
I'd still have to assume the best way to get it is from within, though. You know what I mean? Like,
well, but that's what that whole thing that like we were just talking about. That's what it's supposed to be, is you're supposed to be able to keep what is already in you and allow your body to just use it. I mean, that's why we're talking about like the CBDs and stuff. That's why I think it has such a great healing potential, because, you know, like JD said, is your body only produces so much. It's not enough. But what if in this scenario, now all of a sudden your body just starts to kick up that much more? And that's the healing component, because your brain then triggers and goes, oh, we need to make more of this stuff.
Well, we're aware of a plethora of, I'll use that word, plethora of essential oils that are produced and needed to be maintained within the body. Like you need to eat certain fats and amino acids to produce certain like fatty acids within the body and all that to produce these essential oils within your own body. And maybe that's one of them.
Maybe.
You know, maybe that's why we have receptors for it.
Maybe.
Who knows?
I don't know if this is true or not, but I've heard that DMT is among one of the chemicals that your brain releases when you die.
Yeah, they've had some studies on that. So like where they talk about having that blinding white light and all of your memories pass before you in an instant. You're basically just on a massive trip. Is really what they're trying. That's
maybe it's because you need to review it all before you get whitewashed and kicked back out in the world again.
Mama bird style. Hey, your wings work. Woo! Flap them.
Oh, maybe they don't.
It's known as the God molecule.
Well, the God particle and the spirit molecule, I think that's what I've heard. Those are the two terms I've heard. Yeah, God particle and spirit molecule.
But we're still looking for this and breaking down quirks, because that's where it really is.
Dude, I don't pretend to know anything. I just try to understand.
They don't really want to know where God is. They just want to produce energy, which I think Tesla already figured that out.
There's energy all around us, though.
That's my whole point.
But that was Tesla's whole point. We're just
he knew how to tap into that. He figured it out.
He learned how to tap into one of
because of reviewing how Giza was built, basically.
Well, yeah,
Isn't it released by your pineal gland?
Yeah, that and a few others.
Yeah.
One of them is, and the other one is, I forget that, whatever that.
The hippocampus?
Top of the chamber that rests in, which actually is described as having two angel-like wings that wrap around it.
Isn't that the hippocampus? I think that's the hippocampus.
Which actually is the description of the Holy of Holies.
Dude, I haven't read a psychology book in so long. I'm so my brain knowledge
that's not even
is horrible
psychology.
Right now. Well, no, because in psychology you learn very much about how the brain works. So you get into the physiochemical levels and all that stuff,
like anatomy stuff. Yeah.
Well, yeah, just like we were talking about the one time the dude that got stabbed in the face with a freaking iron and they pulled it out and he should have been lobotomized, but his brain started to function again. But
he wasn't the same.
No, he was different, and he had like an accent or some shit.
He was more machine-like.
Yeah, but he also had a greater...
But he could fully function.
But he also had a greater understanding of things. I think it was weird.
Think about that, though. This guy is your foreman, okay? He's out there one day, and...
You got a little something right there, buddy. I don't...
What was it like? It was a 6-foot steel rod that had a flat spot on one side and a spike on the other, and it was meant for basically helping to place and pack explosives.
I think so.
And whatever accident occurred at that time blew up the explosive while the spike was all the way in the ground, flat side down. And he's leaning over it. And the thing basically had shot up through one eye and out the opposite, like rear side of the skull.
No, I think it only went across. So yeah,
that's on.
It didn't diagonal across the brain. It came in through the one eye and basically like came out through the same side. Like so, he only got a piece of his brain chunked off.
It came out the opposite side.
No, I'm pretty sure it came in through like his right eye and then came out basically up top. So it took the right side of, the right hemisphere of his brain and just kind of.
So basically he still had full middle brain function, like lizard brain.
Yeah, but he wasn't supposed to have motor function, and yet he did.
And they made a lot of discoveries based on that guy. And I said his name last time.
John something or other.
Phineas Gage.
Phineas Gage.
Yeah, that guy. Yeah.
Everybody has to learn about Phineas.
Thank you.
I remember that from the psychology book.
But yeah, I mean, that's one of the few, especially in intro, where they really just try to push you to be like, open your mind, people. Just because we say that this is what it is, just because there's scientific evidence doesn't mean we're right.
But think about it, you're on his work crew now.
Oh, no, I'm not. I'm going to put in for a replacement.
He's standing there with a bandage around his entire head, and a patch as part of the bandage is covering his eye, and he's still working, and he's giving you orders like... I'm thinking there had to be a mutiny going on there. Like,
we know, but
like, dude, you had a spike through your friggin' head, man. I ain't listening to you.
Yeah, but same as when your shop foreman who's missing like fingers and fingertips is like, don't get too close to the bandsaw. You got it, buddy. Gonna listen to that. That's sound advice. I appreciate you for that. Just saying. I mean, but yeah, no, I don't. I'd have to be in that situation because I might be like,
well, the other half of that is I'm going to listen to safety advice from somebody that's missing 4 fingers. Because
who knows better.
Or would you say a guy with 5 fingers, but that's on both hands?
Yeah, I knew a guy once with 5 fingers, not on the same hand. Not a joke.
Wait for it.
It's true. It's not a joke, man. Yeah, but he still worked though.
That's like what's worse than a baby in a trash can.
No, we are not doing that.
No, we don't have to. I'm sure everybody's already heard it.
Oh, God. And if they haven't, they're looking it up now. Good job, buddy. Way to bring that shit back. Sexy is what we want to bring back.
Let's bring it back up.
Not dead baby.
Is there a corner? I'll go face the corner.
Yeah, right. You're in timeout. You're done for the rest of the night. You go that way.
Bring back the dad jokes.
Yeah, dude, I prefer the dad jokes. They're a lot more corny, a hell of a lot punny. They make me laugh. So, if nobody else likes them, at least I'm enjoying myself.
Yeah, way to ruin the spirit. Gemini. Nice job.
All right. Way to bring the room down, bro. Jeez.
All right. While I get my shovel, let's continue, please.
Oh my goodness. So what do you got working in the future? You got any projects you're working on and stuff, or like, because I mean, I've seen that you got the band rocking now, and I've seen some of that stuff. That's pretty dope. But yeah, I mean, do you have like a new album? Or are you like working on stuff like?
New albums in the writing process. Really with school and everything, I haven't had time to record like I used to. But I will be graduating in May, so I'm hoping to use that time
To work on an album, get recording again. Yeah.
but for right now, it's just been mainly just playing gigs, like performing out, which I'm glad that's picked up again. Like after COVID, it was like all the venues kind of closed. So it's been nice to get back into it. Our next gig is this Sunday in New Jersey. We're playing, it's called the Break Contest. And it's a contest to play for Bamboozle Festival in May. And the acts that are playing there is like Limp Bizkit, Rick Ross, Steve Aoki, a couple other big names. So that's our next ambition, is hopefully win that contest and to play there. I think that would be a really cool opportunity.
I mean, yeah, just to even be invited to, vie for that. That's pretty dope. I mean, that's a hell of an opportunity just in and of itself. That's dope.
So now musically you wear a lot of hats though. So what's your favorite part? I mean, is it the creative side or is it the expression? Like, do you have a favorite or is it kind of hard to?
I don't know. I think, well, performing is, I feel like, where I connect with people the most. Like, I feel like I'm more comfortable singing than I am talking. So I feel like there's the benefit to it, and like performing out is like getting to meet people through music, kind of like forcing myself to get out there a little bit. But I also feel like I appreciate the other aspect of it too, where it's like personal, where it's just like me in my room getting to write or play guitar just for me, not to entertain other people. I feel like there's a healing quality to that too that I appreciate.
You're finding that connection here in yourself first. And then the other part of it is that when you express that, you get a good reaction. So it's like,
getting to share that with others.
Which is better. They're kind of like part of the same thing. So, but in a lot,
right, I wouldn't want one without the other.
Right, but there's a lot of musical acts that made it really big that never actually wrote any of their own tracks. That's
a really good
really not uncommon.
Well, especially in the industry, that is so not that is the status quo.
Like if you're a band that plays a really cool type of music, but it's kind of hard to get you out there because we don't have a radio edit that we can throw up yet. Like they'll pull in a ghostwriter like Prince, that'll write a song that you know is going to be a hit because it's freaking Prince. But even though nobody knows who, it's just like he makes solid gold. Like, you know, and he's not the only one. I'm just picking on Prince right now. But like,
Prince played 27 instruments on his first album. He played all 27 of them at like freaking 20 years of age or some shit too.
Well, I think
Wow.
like he didn't have the greatest home life, so. You know,
who gives a shit? It's fucking Prince.
That was his expression.
Yeah, I'm sorry that sucks, but thanks for the music, bro. Appreciate you.
Outlet, yeah.
Yeah, but no, for real. Yeah, he played 27 instruments on his first album, and he wasn't even 21 yet.
I don't know if it was like the Jacksons, but I think it was kind of forced that you have to, you know, you have to spend so many hours a day doing this. So I don't know if it was always, you know, a labor of love, but I think it became that. I'll have to look up Prince because I'm like talking out my ass right now because I only know part of the story. But
that's why I said the 27 instruments. I know that for a fact.
Nuts.
I did that for a trivia question, so I verified it. I know this is true. Good. Outside of that, Prince is the fucking man, and that's, you know, I party like it's 1999 every year, and that's all that matters. Well, I'm just saying, it's a good song.
I always like was it All Seven? I don't even know what the title is. All seven, and we'll watch them fall.
I don't know. I like Dave Chappelle's version of Prince. Well, me and my friends versus you and your friends. It's like, yeah, we'll be, you'll be shirts, we'll be blouses, or some shit. It's like, what the fuck? And then we got done. He made his pancakes. Prince made his pancakes, and they were banging too. That shit was hilarious, man. Dude, I bet if Prince made me pancakes, I bet they were probably bomb as shit and made with love. I would love the hell out of those, man. I wouldn't even want to eat them. I just thought, no, I'm going to take them home. I'm going to keep these.
No, you got to eat them.
These are special. I mean, I'm going to eat some of them, but, you know, I'd take like one home, preserve it, like frame it, put it on the wall. Prince made me pancakes. I'm just saying.
Just eat the pancake, man.
I ate the first two. I'm taking the third one home. It's my pancake. I can do what I want.
He made it with love for you to eat it.
Yeah, that's why I ate the first two, and I'm keeping the third to remind me of that love.
What was in those pancakes?
Love. And purple rain.
That's what you call
Purple
Purple rain. Now, you can't just use milk.
No, dude, I'm telling you, man. 2 eggs, 1 cup purple rain, 3 cups of flavor. Like, whoa. Did you say a cup of purple rain? What?
Where the do I get that?
If I have to tell you, you don't deserve it.
Can I just do rainwater and food coloring?
That's purple water. That's like orange drink. That's not the same thing.
Juice.
It's purple juice.
What the f is juice?
Yeah, right. Orange drink. Yeah.
Not to be confused with grape juice.
Dude, you know what, dude? I love seeing the things
Kool-Aid.
where they say 100% fruit juice cocktail. Because that technically means that it doesn't have to be 100% juice, but you see 100% juice cocktail, and it's like, oh, no.
It's 10% juice, but that 10% is 100% juice.
It is. That is 100%, 10% juice right there. That is, in fact, what that, yeah.
That's how they get you.
Dude, but it's
marketing genius.
That shit irritates me. There should literally be rules against this kind of stuff.
There should be a warning on the label, warning Lark's vomit.
That's how I feel when they put like natural flavors or on the packaging. Like, what did you add?
Dude, natural flavor. Yeah. Imitation vanilla is from a gland that is secreted near a beaver's anus. So yeah, imitation vanilla is basically beaver funk.
I love me some beaver butt.
Beaver
imitation vanilla.
Yeah, that's what I said. Imitation vanilla is beaver's anus secretion.
Is there beaver butt in these cookies?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we had a buddy.
Pure vanilla extract only.
That is
correct. Yeah, no, ever since I learned that fact, I'm like, vanilla, let me look at this son of a bitch. Where's
just to play it safe, just get the vanilla beans and scrape it yourself.
Well, it doesn't matter because if you don't eat it as vanilla, it's probably in some colognes or perfumes that you like.
Yep, it's in a lot of different products.
Do I look like I wear cologne? I mean, I wear Jacquard Noir, and I don't think there's beaver butt in there.
I can't see it, but it's not like a cartoon.
I do like Pigpen, where it's like you can see the stink rolling off me.
Pepe Le Pew.
Oh, yeah, that's true. But yeah, no beaver butt over here on me, in me, near me. in my house.
Tequila Mockingbird.
I do not mess with the beaver butt.
Put no beaver butt in these cupcakes.
I don't like butt, period, unless it's a fart joke. Other than that, I don't want to talk about no butts. You know what I mean? Like,
what about big butts?
Hey, boss, big butts. We like to quote a lot of movies in case you haven't picked up on that yet. Although we haven't really quoted too many yet. We're due. This is a boring show for those who drink with us.
When this becomes a drinking game, if it already is.
What do you mean when?
Yeah, well, I guess,
Yeah, we've speculated. We throw so many movie quotes that some of our listeners out there at this point have started a drinking game. It's like every time they do make a movie quote, they're like, oh, gotta do a shot.
I like to imagine there's like groups of college kids that just, dude, you're meeting up in my room? Because it's my room this week. The round robin is on my room. So be here at when's the show start? 8:00. Be here at 7:45, man.
With Funyuns.
Or sooner. You got to get a good seat.
It's that audience participation.
Hell yeah.
And sit around and play a drinking game with our quotes. Like, dude, that was another one. Take a drink.
I'm telling you, bro. It's like,
so is there a judge that just sits there and listens?
I think we're obvious enough that if they're playing this game, they know. I would like to give our audience enough credit that they know when to take a shot when listening to us.
Sometimes they're kind of obscure. I got to admit, though. It's almost like you have to have a ticker.
So here's the thing is usually when they are that obscure, one of us somehow or another starts to wink at each other. And then you get come on, that was good. And
nudge,
it's
nudge.
Yeah. So it's like, we know. And it's like, if we're making reference, then they know. And they're taking that shot. Just saying.
Hey.
So let me ask you this. What was one of your first initial influences in music where you were just like, the first time you ever heard them, you're like, holy crap, like your mind was blown. You're like, this is music.
Shivers up your spine. Yeah.
Oh, man, that's a good question. I would say my two biggest influences, definitely Amy Winehouse. And also right now I'm really big on Florence and the Machine.
Don't think
kind of in that realm, kind of like those female powerhouse voices.
Okay. I'm a big fan of Nina Simone.
Oh, nice. That's
you know what I'm saying?
another favorite.
There's a whole slew of
and I'm
old
feeling
stuff out
good.
there.
Oh yeah, dude. I love me some Nina Simone.
That was played at my wedding. That was the song I
know I was there.
That's the song I had played when we walked out, man. Yeah, but they don't know. But you got to give me shit.
Because you were looking at me as you were saying it. It's like, I know this. You should tell them. They weren't there.
I got a minute.
Feeling good.
To listen to one of your songs for just a little bit. And I always get, two of them for little short bits before we started. But I was getting Joan Osborne, Joss Stone, and Jewel vibes on one of the songs that I was listening to.
Some good influences.
Absolutely. I've actually heard that before. Some people have told me, Joni Mitchell, up in that field as well. Get those kind of a lot of Morissette.
Dude, when I play...
Yeah, a lot of Morissette for sure, yeah.
So I take that as a great compliment. And if you remember when I played your song, Feed Me, a couple, I think a month or so ago.
That was the song I listened to, yeah.
Yeah, dude, it's a great track. It's... To me, it's one of those things where it's just like, I've known your music for a while at this point. You played in the freaking restaurant for me. I've seen you perform live. So when I hear you play, I almost get an instant reaction where it's like, I know the emotion that's coming out of this right now. But to me, when I played Feed Me, I put you in with I think it was David Bowie and a bunch of other cats where it's just holy crap. I stacked you in with a nice set of other musicians that actually give a shit and are talented. And to me, it was because I felt it was the utmost of respect to show to you because it's me personally, you're on that fucking level. Your lyrics, and that's the thing I love though on your YouTube is you put your lyrics in there and reading just that, it's poetry. The fact that you add the music on top is just holy shit, this is dope.
Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. I feel like I have to take a lot of time to put that all together. And like you said, it's kind of I've got music playing in my background here. Hold on 1 second. There we go. Sorry, that popped up. Oh my goodness.
I always have music in the back of my mind, so it's all right. If I hear music, it's in my head, so you're cool.
Oh, that's good.
The guy running it up there is like kind of a
thank you
comedian,
so much. I appreciate you taking the time to look into all that.
Yeah, now I feel really bad.
Wow. Dude, it's like the first time. I'm jealous. See, yeah, JD. Note, it was JD who shamed you, not me for once.
Oh, you think I'm going to throw that back at you later?
No, I'm just saying, just if you can, note it for at least one time. I was actually nice to you. At least once.
Thank you.
Don't say I never gave you anything.
He knows it was needed love.
All you need is love. All you need is love. Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, did you know that track was written because they were doing the first multi-country broadcast that the Beatles wrote and directed, and they wanted to write a song that was as simple of English as possible so that it could transcend multiple cultures, countries, and so on. And that was what they came up with. All you need is love, and it's simple and it's easy and it's true.
Love is all you need.
That is, in fact, the truth and honest.
That is a truth fact.
It is a truth fact. You are correct. Yes.
And love backwards
is evil.
Yeah.
Evil. I'm evil.
I've been saying it wrong all this time.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, nobody's evil. They're evil. Just saying, when you say it like that, it's kind of funny.
It sounds kind of like evolved. Does that mean we're not supposed to evolve?
I mean, there's some conspiracy theorists out there.
Maybe love gets you halfway there.
I think love gets you all the way there.
That's why the planet is supposed to be flat, right? Because we're all lemmings and we're eventually just going to walk off the edge.
Is that a dad joke? That's a really bad dad joke.
It was terrible. Sorry.
It's better than the dead baby jokes.
Look, I'm just trying to fill the air. I'm sorry.
Come on. We're better than that.
I'm looking for new music to listen to, so I want to throw that question back at you guys of like what music you listen to or something that you listen to. You're like, wow, that's really music.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that's
I have different phases.
But inspiration wise,
all our musical tastes is across the entire board.
You know
so
what?
It's hard to just.
I really like Incubus.
Well, I mean, so if I'm answering the question I asked her, like, what was like your greatest, influence in the sense of like the first time you heard this, your mind was literally blown, like, holy crap, this is music. Man, see, this is a good question,
well,
isn't it?
The first time.
It's a tough question, right?
Because I was raised on all sorts of stuff. I mean, all right, so I was raised in a Mexican barrio, so I'm listening to like, Southern California gangster rap as it's literally coming out of the 80s. And it's one of those things where, between that and like Patsy Cline and, John Denver and Stevie Ray Vaughan and Jimi Hendrix and Led Zeppelin, like all those things, I would say the first time I heard the Doors, I want to say the Doors probably had the most visceral response with me where I was just like, yo, I get this. And I mean, I was hooked. I instantly went from listening to an album and just started buying all of their albums. And I mean, I literally had them on cassette and shit. Like, no, that's how old I am at this point. I was buying tapes and shit. But yeah, I mean, I like Soft Parade, LA Woman. Like, I mean, I was just buying them all and I just listened to them and listened to them. And I couldn't not listen to, and then the next one after that would be Metallica. The first time I heard, it was And Justice for All. I had gotten the vinyl. My buddy had gotten it for me, and I popped it on. I started listening to it. I mean, as soon as I dropped the needle, and it just, the first time I heard Metallica, I was just like, holy Jesus Lord, what the hell is this? My mind was just shattered. And yeah, dude, I love me some Metallica, bro. Even to this day, I love when people cover Metallica. I just played a Disturbed cover of them playing Fade to Black by Metallica. Shit was dope. It was a great track.
Disturbed does some good covers.
Hey, dude, Sound of Silence, Simon and Garfunkel.
Bro.
Dude, Land of Confusion by freaking Genesis.
That was actually really good.
Those were the three that I played.
I was shocked by that. I was like, wow. Dude, that was part of your little mini set?
Yeah, that was my mini set for Harris, man. I put that, I put the entire episode. So when I do, when we do these shows, I make an entire episode dedicated, on Music Evolution to the person who's coming on. So, I mean, I ask you like, hey, your influence, that's why I'm asking. It's like, what are your influences? I'm picking your brain because I want to build a set of music where you're going to listen and just be like, oh my God, this is an amazing playlist. Thank you so much. Because I'm doing that to say thank you to you for doing this for us.
You all right?
I've been drinking. I got to, had to burp. So, he was like, I don't burp on freaking mic like you people. Jeez.
Well, he threw both of us under the bus. Yeah.
Yeah, him. He's just.
It's only happened twice on break.
Oh, dude, she burps like worse than a man. But she's a Navy man on like freaking leave on the weekend, pounding beers. Oh, like, I got the next round. What the? Yeah, she drinks like a sailor.
Was that a burp or an exorcism?
Yeah, she swears like one.
Don't even drink.
Yeah, but when you do,
Or, well, if I go out drinking, yeah, but I belch just off of orange juice or soda water.
I'll say, if I recall, I remember a story of you partying with the boss man. You and the husband are out doing your thing, and then all of a sudden you wake up the next morning, you're like, send me the pictures. Did I take pictures last night? Who's fucking?
Let's see what happened last.
See, she didn't know who was texting her. She didn't know what the pictures were. And she was also like, wait, what happened last night? Son of a bitch. She was the life of the party and had no clue.
So,
where was my body?
in my
Go
defense,
ahead. Yeah, see, defend. Go ahead. Defend.
we were
yourself.
at a military ball. It was going to be our last one. We knew that going in.
And the military's, well, the Marine Corps' birthday, which is we were at a Marine Corps ball, is actually my birthday
And my daughters.
and Phil's daughter. So we always have this extravagant party for my birthday. And it's going to be our last one. So we went for it.
So selfish. You hear this? Everybody loves me. They celebrate my birthday. Everybody does it.
If you're a Marine.
I mean, Marines get it done. I'm just saying.
Get her done.
Do they do? I mean, I got some in the family, so I might have a biased opinion. However,
Like my grandpa.
I'm just saying, when you need shit to get done, you call the Navy to pick up the Marines. And the Air Force just back them up, and the Army's like waiting to see what happens. I'm just saying, I've heard that's how it happens. It's not my opinion. It's what the data supports.
Agreed.
Either way, thank you all for your service.
However,
Absolutely.
there has been a situation where the Army has had to rescue the Marine Corps.
Yeah, they didn't live
The Frozen Chosen.
Oh, they're like, hey, you guys need a lift? Can we help you out? Is that what you guys need? Yeah, we got you. Dude, no, I'll tell you what, man, Marines are hella disrespectful to the Navy. Every time they drop them off, they're always like, hey, thanks for the lift. As they walk away, you're like, fuck you. I swear. Yeah, dude. No, I do. It cracks me up. So this is the thing is like Marines think they're so badass. They're like, dude, we don't even have to drive ourselves. People pick us up and just drop us off. That's what we do. So, dude, I'm telling you, Marines are fucking hardcore like that.
I had that gig when I was a kid.
You were in the Marines when you were a kid?
No, my parents would drop me off and they come back later and pick me up.
Oh, that's because you were not awesome. They were like, we're going to get as far away from you. Yeah, no, here's a buck. Go play with the dog. See ya. And like just peel away. Oh, bye. Yeah, no, that's because nobody wanted to tell you, but I love you enough to share this with you now.
It's like the Icarus. What? It's
Icarus.
It's like this sound that you make that just protect. It keeps me in this protective bubble. I just feel so loved. I really do.
As you should.
Oh, it looks like we got to end on a high point here.
All right, they're making fun of me. We got to go now. I see how it is.
We're not actually ending. We're just taking a short break.
Well, yeah, because I mean, this is just the green room. This isn't the real show. This is just a tribute. Couldn't remember the greatest show in the world.
So this is just a tribute.
Just a tribute.
No, it's not.
Anybody? Nobody? Tenacious D? Somebody? Anyone? No, we got nothing from
Tenacious D. No. All right.
No, apparently, it's just us. It's
Great song.
Dude, the video's even better.
Slip that in her show this week.
Ooh, if you're okay with that, I'll throw some Tenacious D in there. Okay. I can throw some Tenacious D in there for you, big guy.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. I might even kick the show off with that. Be like, hey, this is not the real show. This is just a tribute. Here's Tenacious D to prove it.
There you go.
There you go.
Really random before we go out.
That's not allowed here. Damn it.
So on Masked Singer, because we know I watch this and I'm obsessed with it. So last season, I swear it was Jack Black or Billy Idol. Convinced it was one of those.
All right, I feel like it wasn't one of them the way she's telling this.
It was freaking Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho, the wrestler.
Oh, wow.
Interesting.
Yeah, but I mean, most of your wrestlers are entertainers. It's just so much that like wrestling is
But
their
his
industry.
Jack Black or Billy Idol, that level.
I mean, Jack Black's dope. I love that dude.
Jack Black's got a
I was
damn good voice.
convinced it was one of the two.
I love when he makes his own instrument sounds. That's the best part.
Dude, we're how Michael Winslow and he was doing freaking Whole Lot of Love. Yo! That shit was hot. You're just like, oh my God. And then you got fan. You're just, oh my God, it's fucking Robert Plant. Dude, it sounded just like fucking Robert Plant. I was like, holy shit. Michael Winslow is the man when it comes to making sounds. But yeah, we gotta take a break. It's that time now.
It is.
We gotta take a break and come back for I'm telling you.
So thank you everyone out there in Radio Land for tuning into the green room, and please stick around, hit that other button.
Please don't leave us. I got nowhere else to go. Just had to get one more in there. It's only been like 5. We got to at least get 6 shots in a show.
And we never really introduced ourselves, so yeah, this is Mr. Gemini.
Philly D.
Clickety clack effect, check this JD.
And our special guest, if you go ahead, shameless plug again. Tell everybody so we can remind them where can we find you.
All right, we got Rebecca Zimmerman here, and you can find me on all streaming platforms under Rebecca Zimmerman Music.
Yeah, check out our YouTube, like, subscribe, follow, hit her on Instagram, Facebook, whatever. She's always doing live shows. Check her out. She's always pumping stuff out. She's, you are current. You keep at it. You love what you do, and you are amazing at it. So, yeah, follow this lady. She's phenomenal.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
So yeah, thanks for tuning in. And if you want to keep the conversation going, please hit us up at ity@directionsandmusic.org or hit us up individually at
GEMINI@directionsandmusic.org. Bleep, Lord, bleep.
Or Philly D, PHILLYD at directionsandmusic.org.
Is that what I really sound like, bro?
No.
Yeah, no. Hey, Fat, we appreciate you so much. Thank you. Yeah, go ahead, push that button, get to the next show, check out some other stuff, but always come back, as well as be good to yourself, be good to everything else.
Much love.
Peace.
Peace.
Peace.